Un jour, dis bonjour à Vietnam. Un jour, j'irai là-bas. Un jour, dis bonjour à Vietnam. Un jour, j'irai là-bas. Un jour, dis bonjour à Vietnam. Un jour, j'irai là-bas. Un jour, dis bonjour Vietnam. Chúc mừng năm mới Việt Nam.
Hello and welcome to Sharing Vietnam on duoivtc10. As you have just seen in the clip, our guest today is Miss Xiomara Perez, the representative from the Panama Embassy in Hanoi. Hello, Miss, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me to join you in this program.
How do you feel when you join a program like Sharing Vietnam with us today?
Well, this is, first of all, part of my job. I am a journalist, Chilanya Bao, and promoting Panama in any place and more in the media is very important for us. So I feel very grateful that you invite my ambassador 3 weeks ago and myself today. I think it's a good idea to have international representative in your programs so that people can see the way that we share, the way that we live in Vietnam.
So one thing that I discovered that you speak Vietnamese.
Home.
Home.
No, I did study a little bit when I arrived here. I went in Canada before coming here. I was in Ottawa, and I had my first teacher, Mr. Chang. He was lovely, very old, lovely man, and he baptized me as Chi Hang. He gave me the first 10 lessons in Vietnamese, and he told me, "You're going to learn very fast," because he knew I like music, and you know the language through music is I don't know, easier to learn. And then I went to the university for 6 months, but I didn't have toisan, not too much time, so I just quit. But I understand more than I can speak.
So you have just mentioned that through the song you can learn Vietnamese faster.
In Vietnam there is a sport that everybody practices, that is karaoke. And at the beginning I used to go with some friends when I had a little bit more of time to do some karaoke, and we were singing in Vietnamese, and I went, oh my God, I like this. And that helped me to understand a little bit more, and I knew now the word like you, oh why, what is that? I love you. And things like that. So you learn little words, you know, by listening to the music and also listening to the TV.
So through the song to the Vietnamese music, what kind of Vietnamese culture that those kind of things bring to you up to now?
Well, I have visited many provinces, and normally in one special year in Vietnam, the Cultural Diplomacy Year, 2009, we were invited to visit many provinces, and there were festivals in everywhere. And we discovered the musical part, you know, of this cultural way to show us Vietnam. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Vietnam, they did a great job because they wanted to promote Vietnam, and they invited us to the festivals. So we went to all the provinces around, and I cannot remember the name of the songs that the men and women sing, that is a cultural heritage from UNESCO.
Quan Họ.
Quan Họ. Quan Họ. I was, in fact, singing, I cannot remember now, but I was singing with the people in it was Ninh Binh province. No,
Bắc Ninh.
Bắc Ninh,
yes.
Bắc Ninh province. It was a beautiful festival one night. I remember it was something incredible that we did with the UNESCO, when the UNESCO gave the title for the Quang Ho heritage.
So on this occasion, would you like to have a special song with us, the Quan Họ song?
Yes, sure. I love it.
So we would like to bring to Miss Hằng and also the TV viewer a pieces of Quan Họ song. You are coming back with the talk with Miss Xiomara Perez. So Miss Hằng, can you share with us a little bit more about your work in Vietnam with the Panama Embassy?
Yes, I arrived here 6 years ago, Sau Nam. I was, as I told you, I was working for the Panama Embassy in Canada, and I was transferred here to help my ambassador, my former ambassador, to open the embassy. We only had a consulate general in Ho Chi Minh for almost 10 years, and then the government decided, my government decided to elevate the bilateral relations between Panama and Vietnam, and we opened the embassy in April 2006. And since there, I have been here. I thought that I came here for 1 year. Now it's 6 years, and I might be leaving soon after 6 years. And I will be, but I will be in touch with Vietnam. I will be the Panamanian ambassador of Vietnam.
Thank you so much for that. And we know that at the end of the year 2010, the Embassy of Panama and Vietnam co-organized a special event to exchange the cultural between the two countries.
Yes, yes. Last year we had a very important cultural program at the embassy, because not only that, we participated also in the Hanoi ceramic mural. We have 25 meters there. I am a very good friend of Thuy, the lady Thuy Nguyen, the Nha Bao also, journalist who did the mural. And I try to help her in finding, you know, the people to do the mural. And we decided that, okay, why don't we do something about Panama? And there is the only flag, I think it's a Spanish flag and Panamanian flag in the mural of Hanoi. And then that was in October, but in November we celebrated our National Day with the opening of an exhibition, a photo and craft exhibition in the National Gallery. It was a beautiful, beautiful exhibition with national dresses. The Panamanian national dress you will see in the photos I brought for you, and in the TV program where we made. It's one of the most incredible national dresses, because it's very expensive, has a lot of jewelry, and it's very beautiful, handmade. And we exhibit like 70 photos, and many people came to visit the National Gallery of Vietnam to see them.
So you also mentioned the Panama Week in Vietnam.
Well, this Panama Week last year was important because we did the exhibition. We did a film projection, Panama Week, in the Cinematheque in Hai Ba Trung. And we projected some Panamanian films there. And it was also very successful. Also, well, a part of this exhibition, normally on the 3rd of November, that is our National Day, there is a big interview in the Vietnam News so that people get to know Panama and We went also to 2 TV programs, the ambassador and myself, to just promote Panama. This is we have to do every year. We have to invent something to do like this. That is very important. Panama and Vietnam has always been very close. Panama has, geographically, Panama is like an S, and Vietnam is like an S, like this. So it's like this Panama and like this Vietnam.
So during those cultural exchange events, did you have any difficulties?
Not very much. Not at all, I think. I think the government and the authorities in Vietnam has always been very helpful. Anytime we ask support to do this exhibition or to do the filming or to do an interview, they always help us.
Thank you so much for that. And why don't we have a short break? And we would like to present some of the photo and image about the Panama Week in Vietnam to the TV viewer. You are watching Sharing Vietnam on NetViet VTC10 with Miss Xiomara. So Miss Xiomara, up to now, what are your assessment on the cultural exchange between Vietnam and Panama?
Well, I think my ambassador is very happy. I am very happy because, as I told you before, when we arrived here, Panama was not online. Because when I arrive here, I say Panama, and they say, where is Panama? Oh, now, Africa? I say, no, Africa. Central America, and I had to mention 2 countries so that they, me and Venezuela. I say, oh, Panama in the middle. Oh, okay, Panama in the middle. And then with this conference, also the programs, the TV programs that we have done, I cook for BTV2, BTV3, I cannot remember. Some Panamanian food. Many people saw me, and even I went to the market. Oh, Jihan, look, we saw you in the TV, and that is, this is part of our job, so that people knows that we are here, that we want to get better relations and enhance also not only the cultural but the diplomatic and the commercial relations.
What about the future plan of Vietnam and Panama to boost the relation?
Well, this year my ambassador is in Panama now, and he's working on the cultural agreement that we have to finalize, because last year we signed a memorandum of understanding. This year we will go up and upgrade the agreement, and also he already signed an agreement with the BCCI, the Vietnam Chamber of Commerce, with the Panamanian Chamber of Commerce, and we are trying to enhance. There is a very good relation between the Panamanian Maritime Organization with the Vietnamese one.
So what about you? What will be your future plan in Vietnam? You will continue to learn Vietnamese?
I will continue to learn Vietnamese for sure. I will be back sometime, only to study the language, because when you work in Spanish, tiente y baña, you cannot speak Vietnamese, and my secretary didn't help me too much. I was complaining this afternoon. I should speak better Vietnamese, but it's okay. I can make myself understood. I am leaving Vietnam sometime this year, 2012, I think by March or April. And will be very sad, but I am sure that my connections with Vietnam will be the best, because to you, Vietnam.
Once again, Ms. Hằng, thank you so much for taking your time and joining Sharing Vietnam today. We wish you a great success year 2012.
Thank you very much indeed. I really appreciate that you consider Panama to be present and say Chúc mừng năm mới to all Vietnamese people.
Thank you so much for your watching, and we hope to see you next time on NetViet VTC10.